Okay, good day everyone. This is just SP 97SP on YouTube users. We are having a tutorial using the PMDG 747. Hoy, nakakahilo, ano ba? Okay. We are going to have a tutorial on using PMDG 747 as per request. Nakatago tayo. So we are parked at the NAIA Terminal 2, which is at Ninoy Aquino International Airport. The reference ICAO code is RPLL. Okay, so this is the Philippine Airlines we are going to use. Nakatago in the end. AI aircraft yan. Here. Yeah, that one. Okay, so let's start. So, medyo nakasetup na naunti. As you want to start from the cold and dark, please select the PMDG, the general, and then, again, PMDG, panel state, and load panel from the taskbar on the top. So we need to load the PMDG 747 cold and dark. If we have there, medyo standby na. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we are here at the cockpit of the Boeing 747. And ito po ang reference manual ng 747. Nakakaaliw. So, hindi yan ang ating focus. Sorry. So, let's first start here at the, ano ba to? At the, ito. Nakuha ko rin. Yan. At the overhead panel of the Boeing 747. So, medyo newbie lang ako sa pagtuturo. Pamani naman. But, kukop up ko. But I'll try my best on teaching to you on how you understand well. Gagawin ko lang madali ito. So, medyo hindi lahat ng process ay tuturo ko dahil medyo hindi ako professional. Okay? Okay, so as you can see, all of the switches are in cold and dark position. So, first, you need to go to the PMDG, the panel state, and load panel state para ma-configure na cold and dark siya. So, patayin nating lahat. So, para one by one na malaman nyo kung ano ang sequence na talagang i-operate. So, nobody can miss something. Okay? So, pag mag-check kayo lahat ng components sa overhead panel, you need to start from the left, pababa, then going to the center, pababa, and to the right, pababa. Okay? So, following the normal procedure, nakikita ng guideline dun sa folder ninyo sa PMDG, sa loob ng Flight Simulator folder, FS6 or FS9. Doon kayo magbabasa kung paano i-operate lahat ng mga sequence. So, the first officer flight deck, pre-flight, ang first officer ang magkocontrol lahat ng mga overhead, but sa Flight Simulator, ikaw. So, first of all, we need to start the battery switch here, and then the standby power selector, this one, right-click to auto. Next, the hydraulic demand pump switch. All of them are off. Leave it. Then, when the external power is available, you must click this to run the power from the external or sa labas. Next, the APU bleed switch. Ito, nakikita ninyo sa baba. Right? Sa pinakababa sa kanan, dapat naka-off. So, naka-off siya, just leave it. Next, the APU gen switch. This one. Going to the left again. We need to verify to on. So, first, we need to double-click this. Right. To select. And then, automatically babalik siya sa on. So, pabubukas yan. So, APU, mamaya dito sa APU Gen 1 and APU Gen 2, mag-illuminate ang avail, katulad dito sa external power, para tumakbo ang power sa loob ng aircraft. So, pwede mo siyang ipindot mamaya before the departure or right now, pag lalabas ang avail dito. Next, the IRS selector, automatically dapat naka-off siya. Yan. So, first, we need to set this to align. So, first, right-click once to nav, and then left-click to align. So, follow also for the center and the right. Right-click, then set to align. May narinig kayong chime, and then, babalik kayo dito sa panel. So, may nakasulat dyan, 1 minute, time to align. So, immediately, go to the FMC So, Shift 6, para madalian kayo. Shift 6, and then, yan, launch ko lang, nakita kayo, enter IRS position. Click the FMC over here, and then pause Init. You need to set the reference airport of your location right now. So, Romeo, sorry, you need to clear this. Romeo, Papa, Lima, Lima, or RPLL, and click to the reference airport. May lumabas dito na position, area. So, click this, or maybe the GPS position, parehas lang yan. You need to place here the set IRS position. May narinig kayong chime. Enter IRS position. So, just wait this one to lalabas na wala or 0 minute sharp following the center and right. So, immediately go to the panel, overhead panel, and right-click to nav. So, wala. Kung wala, recheck again. Go to the FMC, enter again, and set to the IRS position. Automatically, nakaset up na yung location in your panel. So, here's your flight plan, and the VOR, and this one. Okay? All set. So, the APU Gen 1 and APU Gen 2 may lumabas sa avail. So, it is already available. Click this, both, to run the power from the aircraft. Yan, nakasulat na on. So, leaving the external power, okay? Next, the left and right utility button, nakasulat off, press that on. Kahit man nakasulat na off, just leave it. Okay? Normal lang yan. Magbubukas lang yung mamaya. Next, the bus tie switches, the isolation, nakasulat dito. Click the 4 of them. Tumatakbo na ata yung aircon. Wow, palamig. Next, the gen count switches, this one. Set it to on. Again, it is normal na nakasulat off. Next, the nav light. Ikiniklik na ang nav light to check whether na may power talaga sa aircraft. So, ayan. So, may the green. That's nav light. Okay? Ibig sabihin, may power na from the aircraft. It's all set. Next, the battery. We need to check the battery. Standby power. That's optional. If you want to set the battery, if the managed ACAS and the off light does not illuminate. Rotate the selector to auto and verify ACAS delivered is cleared and off light does not illuminate. Okay, in the hydraulic panel, hydraulic system fault are illuminated, lumabas. Hydraulic pump selectors, this one, from 1 to 4, okay, leave that, set that to off. Hydraulic engine pump switches, set to on, these 4 of them, okay, just leave the press behind, okay, nakasulat yan. Basta naka-on. Huwag na patayin. Patayin nyo, yun ako. Next, the emergency lights. Andito siya sa pinakataas. So, we need to set that to arm. Left click, set that to arm, and right click to close the hatch. Or, basta, hatch. Hilig ako sa word na hatch. Or the cover, sorry. Next, the fire control panel. Okay, cargo fire, ignition, sequence. The auto start, we need to set that. Click it, and okay. Next, the fuel jettison. Good. Leave that. Next, the fuel X feed. These, both of them. You need to click that. Valve. Eliminate the valve. And this one also. Okay. So, ibig sabihin ng puti na yan, kung may puti dyan, the fuel is running or flowing throughout the entire body of the aircraft. So, sa default, talaga nakabukas na siya. Leave it. Okay. Leave it on. Next, the fuel pump switches. This one. From the center, left click it, left click. Just set it to on. All of them on. Yan. Ay, not this. Forget this. Sorry. Pwede yan. Okay. All of them are on. The anti-ice panel, pag medyo malamig. So, kahit malamig yan, winter or icy weather condition, just leave it first. The window heat, press that on. Next, the yaw damper switches. A valve from the right, we're going to the right. Yung nakasulat dyan, in operation, I think, INOP, just click that, on. Next, the outflow valve, verify this, open. The outflow manual switches, leave that. Next, the ACAS panel, passenger temperature, flight deck, leave that. Depende sa temperature sa aircraft. Pwede naman siya i-adjust to cold to or warm. Next, the zone system lights, extinguish. Basta, iwan ko dyan. Kung anong, hindi ko to alam kung paano to. Next, the trim air, set it to on. The upper and lower regulation fan switches. And then, leave the aft cargo heat switch. Next, the equipment cooling norm. The high flow switch off. The gasper, this one, on. And leave the humidity. The pneumatics panel. So, pack, system lights, distinguish. Pack selectors, 1, 2, and 3. Right click. Set it to norm. Parang maandar na talaga yung aircon. Ngayon lang pala talaga. Next, the left and right isolation packs. Set that to on. So, dapat na-on siya. The APU bleed switch. Ngayon pa lang siya magbubukas. Right click that. Left click. And the engine bleed. Turn them all on. Verify. The lightning panel. Ito, I think it's good. Dapat landing lights off, runway turn off, taxi lights off. Baka masilawan yung tao sa baba. Beacon lights when you are ready for pushback. Try to on that. The nav lights, yan, talaga na on yan. And the logo lights, kung gabi or umaga, pwede na nang buksan. Okay? So umaga, papatay ko na lang to. Next, we are going to inside the cockpit. Ba't nasa labas tayo? FMC, press shift 6. Yan ang FMC natin mga kaibigan. So, following the normal procedure, we go to the indent. So, first we need to click the index, then indent, and then information 747-400, nav data, IRA, kung latest man ito, kunin nyo na. Engines, okay, active, okay, fine. Leave it. Click the pause in it again, then automatically nakalagay na dyan ng airport. So, leave them on. So, route page, go to the route page. We need to set this one. Origin. What's your origin or departure airport? Romeo Papa Lima Lima or Naiya Airport, RPLL. Next, the destination airport, which is at Mactan. So, the ICAO code of Mactan is Romeo Papa Victor Mike. Okay? Or RPVM. So, the runway for departure, we need to set that, I think it's runway. So, I think para sure, we need to set the ATC and we'll go to the ATIS. Okay? So, wait lang. Baka tayo.
Manila Airport Information Echo 02200. Wind, home, visibility greater than 20 miles. Sky condition, clear. Temperature 2.5. QM H2, 992. ILS, runway 24. Visual, runway 24.
Okay. We already heard runway 24, QNH 2992, and what else? Tagal. Eh, ang dami ah. Naapat ang runway, ang dami ah.
Landing and departing runway 24, runway 24, left runway 25, runway 26, runway 27,
dami.
right runway 27, left
Grabe.
runway 28, runway 29.
Ang dami runway, apat lang.
Right runway 30, left runway 31, center is runway 31. VFR aircraft ready direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have echo.
Okay, good. So, runway 24 and the QNH is 2992. Okay, runway, set the runway 24 over here and the flight number. Kung anong gusto nyo man ilagay dyan, yung pangalan ninyo, flight number PR 915, 915 kasi gusto ko yun. So, core route is the alternate route you're going. So, click activate and push the execute key. Yung may dilaw ng bus, click nyo. So, biglang nawala yan. Di yan lobat, ha? Ayan, bumalik na. So, go to the route page, the first, the departure and arrival. This one, click this. And click the departure of RPLL over here. And so, ang SID natin ay, Banos. So, wala siyang nakastart na Banos dito. So, you may leave all the seats behind. So, kung ipata man yan, click ipata to B. Kung konde, kon to B. Depende na sa, sa iyong route. So click on, again, the departure and arrival. So, do not first click on the arrival because baka ma-conflict sa ating flight plan. Next, go to the nav radio. So, check all the frequency we need to use. It's all set. Click Init Reference page on display. So, we need to set the cruising altitude is 320. Huwag naman siya mababa. So, 0 fuel weight. Click this, automatically magka-calculate ang gross weight dual. Okay? Then, reserves. Kailangan din ito malaman. So, madali lang yan, reserves, ha? Sa mga taong nahirapan, sige, bahala na kayo sa buhay nyo. So, go to the near of your co-pilot seat. Press this. Fuel. Click nyo, click nyo. Tapos, tignan nyo sa... Ba't nawala? So, again. Click nyo fuel. So, in the console area, the panel area, may nakasulat dito, rest 3 and rest 2 and rest 3. Dadali na. 8.9, both of them. So, back to your FMC. Click on your reserves 8.9, according to this, 8.9. And insert it to there. Cost index on how many, ang nagastusan ng isang kumpanya, kung paano ka consumption ang fuel na kanilang gagamitin sa economy flight. So, para sa akin, 50, gawin yung mga 80, 100, hulaan nyo lang. Huwag nyo naman gawin yung 1,000, masyado na magastos. Next, we are going to the center console area. Ito siya. Yan. Okay, so, weather all set, rudder trim, aileron trim, all in 0. The audio panel, this one, the over here, this one, you need to set on your frequency. Kung gagamitin yung bot sim or FSIN, just set that to call on the control tower. Next, the transponder mode. Naka-standby siya. So, para ma-test at marinig ninyo, may nakasulat dyan, system test, okay. Para malaman ninyo ang talagang gumagana ang TCAS or traffic collision
system test okay.
Okay, may narinig nyo na yan. Traffic collision alert system ata to, I forgot. Para may iwasang conflict from the aircrafts flying over your airspace. Okay, next. No smoking, auto, seatbelts, auto. Pwede naman na yun yan. Para kayo off nyo. Basta tumayo yung mga pasayro habang lumipad. Close this. Auto brake set to RTO. And, okay. Also verify the clock if it is working. So now we'll be going to the autopilot control panel. So, start the flight director on. Next, the auto throttle arm. Then set your bank limit. This one, kung 525 bank limit. Okay. Check the autopilot disengage bar. Dapat naka-up yan. Like that. The heading indicator set to the runway heading, which is runway 24. Dapat naka-set yan 24. Tagal. Nainis na. 24, 24, 24. Runway 240, heading 240 for runway 24, okay? And then let's go back to the FMC, this one. So next, we need to click the Init Reference, this one. So meron pang kulang na information na or di kayo may box dito. So we need to set the flaps to 0 for takeoff until 100 feet, 1,000 feet. And may biglang lumabas ang reference speed. So V1, V-rotate, and V2. So click this 3. You need to remember this for V1, V-rotate, and V2. So may lalabas syempre dito sa panel ninyo kung kailan kayo mag-V1, meaning the limit of the speed, you have the chance to reject your takeoff and go back to the airport. So this is the maximum speed. V-rotate means you're gonna rotate your plane as usual, and V2 you don't have the chance to return to the airport, so you need to climb away from the airport. And kung talagang may emergency happen, sorry na lang, mag-crash na lang kayo sa tubig. Para na kayo sa buwan nyo. CG, configure your trim. You need to set the trim 5.2 automatically 25%. Trim 5.2 dito sa baba, this one. Need to set up your trim for this one, the 5 and 5.2 near over here. Okay. Ang trim ay siyempre para madalian kayo mag-take off. Ginokontrol niyan ang aileron sa rudder sa likod for elevator. Going back to the FMC, so click the index line. Grabe, may nag-take off lang. Index line and click the approach. Click the approach. So approach reference. So we need to configure this out. What is your landing speed? So para sa akin ang flaps 30 or full and 156 knots. click this, and you need to input here flap speed. So ayan. So para pag mag-auto land kayo mamaya, automatically set na to. Okay, so for the final cockpit preparation, set the FMC again and go to click the VNAV, and we will you want to set up what is your speed for the economy. So 321, and the max is 828. You want to change that for the economy speed, just change it. Para sa akin, ganyan pa rin. Ba't naging 9 yan? 320. Yeah. So if you don't want to change that, just erase that, or later on you want to execute that to change your speed. Transition altitude, depende sa area of location, Philippines is 180, and max angle, okay. To make a route, we need to click legs and input your route depending on your flight plan. So Banos, and then so talagang dapat siya ay Banos waypoint 11 Manok. So hindi ko pa alam kung paano ko ilagay diyan ang waypoint 11. Karamihan sa mga Airbus talagang gumagana. So good news is ang mga routes sa waypoint 11 ay nandito sa akin. So the intersection routes including in the waypoint 11 is Pablo, type Pablo. Alam niyo na kung anong spelling. Basta sa Pablo, wag lang Paulo. Conde, click Conde, and the first one, click the first one, means the nearest, I think. Sagra, click the first one again, and next is the Modoc. Click the first one, or the nearest, and kung napuno na yung page, ibig sabihin, hindi pa katapusan buhay mo. Next page, click the next page, and this is the continuous route. Click the last intersection. Manok, sorry. Manok. Hindi chicken, ha. Hindi ko lang bakit manok yan. Basta. Huwag niyong lukuhin ang gumawa ng intersection, okay? Next, click activate, and click execute. The route is made. Okay, as you can see in the panel over here, your route is established, and we are going to the before start procedure, or the pre-flight checklist, sorry. So if you have an FS2 crew for the PMDG Boeing 747, this one, well, it's good thing that para
okay.
Okay, malimig ka. It's good thing na para ma-sure kayo sa lahat mga iyong sequence or checklist for the help of your co-pilot. Now, pre-flight checklist.
Oxygen.
Tested 100%.
Flight instruments.
Di naman na-test. Flight instruments. Check.
Parking brake.
Set.
Fuel control switches.
Cut off.
Pre-flight checklist complete.
Okay, I think we are ready for the pushback. So first, we need to see if the doors are closed. Okay, I think they are all closed. Next, we need to have a push and start clearance. So first, we need to have a clearance from the ATC, tune to Manila clearance on 125.1, and set having a request of IFR. Manila clearance delivery Philippine 744 Heavy is type Boeing 747, IFR to Mactan, ready to copy.
Philippine 744 Heavy is cleared to Mactan Airport as filed. Flight runway heading, climb and maintain 9,000. Departure frequency is 119.7, squawk 1312.
Philippine 744 Heavy is cleared to Mactan as filed. Fly runway heading, climb and maintain 9,000. Departure frequency is 119.7, squawk 1312.
Philippine 744 Heavy, readback correct. Contact ground on 121.9.
Okay, so for your squawk code, it is automatically set by your co-pilot, and the reference altitude you need to climb is 9,000. Set that 9,000 into your autopilot console panel. Okay, all set. So next, we must perform the departure briefing with your co-pilot. Just tell him that, are you ready for the departure brief?
I'm ready.
So tell him what is the runway condition, the emergency landing procedure, and etc. etc. Wag lang magtagalan, baka maboring ang co-pilot, okay? And just finish the statement with any questions.
No questions.
Okay, good. So, ang daming aircraft na nagte-take off ngayon sa 24. Next, we need to start the checklist before start. Before start checklist.
Flight deck door.
Close and lock.
Fuel.
Set.
Passenger signs.
On and auto.
MCP.
Set.
CDU pre-flight.
Completed.
Trim.
5.2 set.
Taxi and takeoff brief.
Completed.
Beacon.
So, at this moment, we need to set the beacon to on because we are ready for pushback, okay? So, just tell the co-pilot on.
Before start checklist complete.
So, next, we must comply with the ground service communication. So, just tell him cockpit to ground.
Go ahead.
We are ready for pushback and engine start.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed and the pin has been removed. Release brakes, please.
So, release the brakes. Brakes released.
Roger, pushing back and you're clear to start our engines.
Okay, as we perform the engine start sequence, the fuel control switches from below, we need to set 1 and 4 to start, or maybe 1 and 2, or simultaneously 1, 2, 3, and 4. So prepare the overhead panel. We need to set all of the hydraulic pumps 1, 2, and 3 to auto, and the 4 we need to left click to aux. Then what else? The pack 1, we need to set that off to start the fuel control switches 1 and 4. Going back to the overhead, pull the engine start selector 1 and 4 to start the engines. Okay, so the engines 1 and 4 are running, and we need to tell the ground service to stop the pushback. Stop pushback.
Roger that, Captain.
Feedback correct. Contact ground on 1.1.9.
Push is complete. Set brakes, please.
Brake set.
Thank you. And the tow bar and pin have been removed. We'll see you on the right side with the pin.
Next, we need to start the I forgot. Turn on the hydraulic pumps, the number 4 to auto, and start engine numbers 2 and 3 from the fuel control switches and from above. Set the pack 2 to off. Any pack is required to set to off, maybe 2 and 3, just leave the 1. And when we start the 2 and 3, we need to set, just turn the pack to on. So, just wait for the 2 and 3 to start. The fuel is increasing. Just wait for the white light to distinguish. Meaning the engines are running good. So, just tell the ground service to disconnect. Thanks for the guidance.
Have a nice flight.
So for the before taxi checklist,
Anti-ice.
off,
Recall.
check,
Auto brake.
RTO.
Flight controls.
So we need to set the flight controls if they are really on function. Saan ka na? This one. Full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral, rudder, full left, full right, neutral. They are really working. Check,
Ground equipment.
Clear.
Before taxi checklist complete.
Let's go taxi. So, release the brakes and then turn on the taxi lights and set the transponder or the TCAS, sorry, to TA first, and then when we take off, just set it to TARA. So maybe select the boat, and then in the autopilot console panel, just click LNAV and VNAV when you prepare for the autopilot.
Cabin secure.
Okay, the cabin is secure. Push the throttle. Di ba ako nakakanya? Well, I really forgot the ATC. First, we need to make a request for taxi. Manila Ground, Philippine 744 Heavy, information factory request taxi effort.
Philippine 744 Heavy, taxi 2, holding point for runway 24, via taxiway Kilo Golf 4 Charlie Hotel 1, contact tower on 118.1 when ready. Philippine 744 Heavy, hold position, caution, Dornier on final.
Yeah, saan? I don't hear. Okay, taxiing hold short runway 24 via taxiway Kilo Golf 4 Charlie Hotel 1, Philippine 744 Heavy. So, na-fast forward ko lang. Ito yung sinasabi ng Dornier.
730 Heavy. Manila Ground 380, taxi to stand 114, taxi to stand 114, via taxiway Romeo 1, Romeo 380, hold position 380.
So, we need to set the flaps to 20.
Continue taxi. Roger, Philippine 730 Heavy. Here, L55, continue taxi. Philippine 744 Heavy, continue taxi. 354, continue taxi.
So, saan yung throttle? So, set the flaps to 20.
Roger,
Oops, sorry.
354.
Okay.
Roger, 380. Manila Ground, 1 more, taxi to the gate. 1 more. Roger, Philippine
So,
730
at holding
Heavy.
the ILS, or at this point, we need to contact the Manila Tower. Before that, we need to set the before takeoff checklist.
Manila Tower, 772 is 27 miles northeast. Inbound ILS, runway 24.
Before takeoff checklist.
72.
Cabin clearance.
Receive.
Runway 24.
Flaps.
Altimeter 2, 992.
20 set.
Approach, runway 2.
Before takeoff checklist complete.
Manila Tower, Philippine 744 Heavy, ready to go, runway 24, IFR to Mactan.
Philippine 744 Heavy, cleared for takeoff, runway 24. Surface with home. Caution the Bombardier-8, taking off, runway 31, center.
Clear for takeoff, 24, 744 Heavy. Runway entry procedure.
Check.
At this point, we need to turn on the landing lights and the strobe lights. So, just find it. So, automatic na
Ready to go.
set yan ng co-pilot.
Air 55, contact Manila, departure on 119.7. 119.7, Air 55.
Set the minute on your clock and we are ready for takeoff. Push the throttle and ready for the toga button sequence. So, push the throttle to N1. Click toga. Automatically na lang pupush ang throttle and we are off. Whee! Takeoff.
Check. Takeoff power set. 80 knots.
Check.
V1.
V1.
Rotate.
Pull the
V2.
yoke.
Positive rate.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Philippine 744 Heavy, contact Manila, departure on 119.7.
Changing to
Gear is up.
119.7 Philippine 744 Heavy. I need to contact the Manila departure.
Traffic.
Manila departure 744 Heavy is climbing to 1,300 for 13,000.
Philippine 744 Heavy, Manila departure, roger, altimeter 2992. Philippine 744 Heavy, turn left heading 105, Xi'an course, climbing maintain 13,000.
Turn left heading 105, proceed on course, climb 3,000, 3,000 Philippine 744 Heavy. So we need to set the autopilot. Kahit saan dyan, left, center, or right. So may traffic daw. Wow. Walang clouds. Hira, kanina meron. Okay. Flaps 10.
Flaps 10.
Flaps 5.
Flaps 5.
Flaps up.
Flaps up.
After takeoff checklist.
After takeoff checklist complete.
So when reaching 10,000, you need to close your landing lights. And thank you for watching the calendar to take a procedure in PMDG. So I hope you learned something and search for more tutorial from other sites for landing for PMDG. So madali na lang yun. Bye. Teka, may gagawin lang.
102, traffic sight.
Ayan, nakikita nyo yan? Yan ang aircraft na nag-drive. Okay, thanks for watching. Crash.